Here we go. Let me fix my camera a little bit here. All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Welcome. It's Tuesday, January 16th, freezing. I moved to Georgia to stay warmer, everyone. Freezing. My door was frozen shut. I had to pull, I felt like a cartoon character opening my car door on the way to work today. Freezing cold. So make sure you stay warm out there. Sit by a fireplace, put on this show. Let's talk about crypto. Let's have a day. Let's make everything awesome. Work didn't interrupt the live. I love it. So good morning to everybody in the chat. We got Blockchain Bonehead, WDB40, Andy Lee, Brian Maver, S Dog, Derelict V, who won the Trading Wars thing. So very interesting. So the way it's much different than Trading Wars is now very different than the way they ran it before. What they did before is that there were teams, and team one, Team Crusader played against Team Keeper, okay, and it was like a team thing, and it was cool. I like the way they did that, but they're doing it different. So basically now the way they're doing it is there are I think 10 traders, something like that, and every show the bottom two traders that did the worst on that show are in, could get eliminated, but the audience will vote to save one of them. That part's kind of like because it's a popularity contest, but that's all right. I get it. I almost just think it would be better if we just eliminated the worst trader every show, because then people won't get offended or oh blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I can kind of see that going a little south, that part of it, but other than that, I think it's smart. So I had a theory that everyone, some people, I'm going to be in 7 trades and do all this crazy shit that doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that if you don't trade, you'll probably finish second or third on the show. You'll probably finish in the top 3. And of course you have to trade. You're forced to trade on the show. So what I did, the first one, I went on a Sui short. It started off good and then popped up, and I lost like $30, and I market closed it right away. I did, and then it actually kept running, so I correctly closed it. I shouldn't have got in. I should have went the other way with it, but all good. So what I did after that is that I waited for it to bounce, and then I went the other way, and I put my whole bag in on a 10x trade, and I actually ran up to like $80, and I limited out. And when I limited out, the fees, and for whatever reason, I thought I limited it at more money, but for whatever reason, it said I was up $90 when I clicked the thing. But by the time it was all said and done, I only made like $40, $30 on the trade or something. So basically, after the deficit and after the winning fees and the trade, the limit being wrong and the fees, I was up $1.74. So I made $1.74. You're given $1,000 to play with. And there's only so many coins you can pick from on the site. So by the end of the show, Alex O, who was actually in the chat here yesterday, said, remember we said, let's everybody follow Alex O. He won that show. So basically, if you win one show, it gives you immunity on the next show. And that's it. He can't get eliminated on the next show. He made like $80. And then I got second place with my $1.74. My theory, very correct. And then everyone else lost money. I'm not sure who's going to get eliminated, but I know Crow lost like half his stack, but I also know that the audience will likely vote him back. So I don't know who got eliminated, but it was a good show. I think every Monday it's going to be a fun little thing just to go trade with everybody. Jenna was doing well for a while. She went the other way. Crypto Face, I think his trade might have worked out if the show was longer, and his brother was there as well. So definitely a really good time. Big shout out to Trading Wars, Crypto Wars, spelled with a Z. Definitely go give them a follow, give them some love. Amazing. So already got some portfolios rolling in. And Brian Maver, profit is a profit. And exactly, like I with this show, it's kind of strategy. It's it's a game. This show is a game. And I'm not, as much as I want to set the world on fire and do the biggest trades, blah, 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 like I did last season, actually to this day, I still have the largest P&L in a single trade and the largest P&L in an entire show. No one has beat my record yet from last season. But at the same time, this season's different because it's elimination every time. So I'm going to play the long game and get myself into the final because I can do that. I can win minimal and let everyone lose at least to a point. You know what I mean? And then I'll get myself in a position where I can win the show from there. So that's actually my strategy. Yeah. So big love to all those guys. Really appreciate it. We got 123 people in the house right now. Hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday morning. Got a bunch of stuff planned for you guys today in the second half of the show. Of course, we will be doing portfolio ratings. I already got one sent in, and we have Ezekiel's from yesterday that I did screenshot, and it is on the list right here. So going to be screenshotting those as I go. Really appreciate it and looking forward to that segment. Jay Chains or Ben might come over for that segment, but I also know they're a little busy this morning, so it might be just me for Rate My Portfolio. So time will tell. Time will tell on that part. So the first things I want to do a little bit of I don't know, just housekeeping. That's actually the word I was looking for. So the first thing here, let me slide this bad boy over so I can see. Let me minimize the chat a little bit. Oh, did not mean to click that. Okay, so let me pull this up. So the first thing I want to show you guys today is, let's go over to here. So, okay, click that and boom. All right, so definitely check out this tweet. I did a tweet of it. And then the Algorand Foundation actually did a tweet of it themselves, that the technical roadmap for 2024 is going to be released tomorrow for the Algo fam. And the day after that, on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be interviewing John Allen Woods to discuss 2024. And I have prepared a lot of questions for him. I crowdsourced some questions to see what other people were thinking. And then, after I read the roadmap, I will have another little batch of questions directly related to that. And, I must say that I am very grateful and very humbled. I just put the link to this tweet in the chat. Definitely go give it some love and please set a reminder. For this space. I'm super excited to do this, very humble to have this opportunity, but I am going to throw John some hardballs. John knows this. He knows that there are some concerns, there are misconceptions, there are things that people, the things that need to get worked out and talked about, on a higher level, in a bigger conversation at a mature level. And I'm not going to throw him under a bus, but I am going to throw him some hardball questions. And I think that the Algorand family, and we need to kind of put some of that noise behind us and talk about the roadmap and the road forward, so everyone's clear on what happened or what didn't happen and what is happening. And I think that clarity is very, very important, especially coming from John Allen Woods the day after the roadmap publicly on Twitter. I mean, that's pretty big. I'm very, very excited to have this opportunity. And big shout out to Algorand. Big shout out to the Algorand Foundation. Shout out to John, Joanna, everybody at the foundation. They're absolutely amazing. And Eric said, Algo moving ahead of your interview. AJ moving the market. Hey, you never know. I might get that. I might get that big one day. I don't think I'm actually there yet, but I think one day it is possible I could move the market 0.0003%. So yeah, definitely head over to this tweet, give it some love, and set a reminder. I'd really appreciate everybody here. There's 155 people here watching this show. I'd really appreciate it if each and every one of you were here at this Twitter space. This does mean a lot to me. I'm putting a lot of my time and work, into making this space really good, from a technical side, from the audio side, and from, getting the questions right, kind of reading over all the extra things. I'm going down the rabbit hole on this one. And, and I hope to get a lot out of it. So big shout out to Algorand, and I hope to see you guys at the space. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Also, to second that, the second drop of the clothing line, Get Rich or Get Wrecked, is now live over at cryptochips.io. Big shout out to cryptochips.io, one of my sponsors. Definitely check out their website just in general for all the stuff that they have to offer. I mean, they make the canvases, the crypto coins, the bills, the merch like this Ethereum shirt here. I mean, CryptoChips does an amazing job. Definitely go give them some love, and definitely go. This one has not sold as fast as the other ones. The other ones, to be fair, there was only 50, not 100. This one is 100, and they're a little bit more expensive because the all over print costs more to make. And, it's not like I'm really trying to make a bunch of money off of this. Really, I'm just trying to grow the brand for now. And any money I make off of Get Rich or Get Wrecked, I'm going to invest back into Get Rich or Get Wrecked and use for giveaways as well. So the brand is going to build the brand. It's not like I'm pocketing this money or anything like that. But this does mean a lot to me. I've put a lot of time, a lot of work into, meticulously picking the designs we want to go with, how we want to approach the brand, stuff like that. Is a very new thing. We're at a ground floor thing. This is only the second drop, but I will copy and paste this tweet here in the chat. Definitely go check it out. I really appreciate everyone who's bought them already. We've sold a handful. We've sold a good amount of them. We're not close to selling out, but we have sold a good bunch of them. And I'm just gonna leave them up until they're all gone. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the love. Shout out to the Algo fam. Shout out to all my groggers out there. It was really awesome, when a little bit after Christmas break, being on Twitter and seeing being on Twitter and seeing, all the people posting tweets with their first Get Rich or Get Wrecked shirt. And that shirt was like, I think the Algo fam hoodie is a little bit more niche, like for that community, but I'm really big in that community. So it makes sense to put that out. But the first one was kind of like more across the board, just Get Rich or Get Wrecked. And I think like we will kind of go a little bit more that direct. We'll do some niche stuff. I know we'll make one for the H Barbarians. We'll make one for the XRP Army. We'll do all that kind of stuff. But I do want to have just some classic Get Rich or Get Wrecked. And I could talk about the brand all day. I wish you guys could see like all of the ideas that I have for hoodies in the future and things we're going to do and initiatives and stuff like that. Very excited to build that line. So definitely one more time, just go check out this tweet. I just put it in the chat if you want to get in on the second grogger drop. Shout out to all my groggers out there. I really, really appreciate it. Take a quick peek at the chat. Alrighty. Awesome. Very cool. So I'm going to move over to do a little market update here. Share this tab instead. Blah, 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 blah. All right. We'll run through this part pretty fast, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the show here. Let me get a fresh refresh for you guys. We do have 180 people in the house already on this Tuesday morning. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those are the two things you can really do to support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. All right. So Bitcoin 43, waking up just a little bit. Up about 2% in the past 24 hours. Love to see it. Ethereum, almost 25.50. Good to see that. Tether, a lot of the Tether FUD. I'm going to talk about that a little bit before we get in the rate my portfolio. Solana, 97 cents. XRP, 57 cents. Chainlink. Got some news on Chainlink today as well at $15. I think $15 for Chainlink is an absolute steal, considering what we're going to be seeing as we approach the bull run. Matic, I think Matic might be when I finally start putting out the new portfolio videos. Still got to put out the very last one. Wanted to put it out this weekend, but got some things mixed up. But I'd rather put out quality videos than videos that I personally don't like. Time takes time. I'm not perfect, but I'm building, that's what matters. So Polygon will probably be in the new portfolio. I think it's instead of kind of heavily focusing into the XRPs, into the Cardanos, the Ethereums and stuff like that, I think maybe ICP, Chainlink, and Matic will be like my big cap coins. I do want to focus on some of the new altcoins. I think Altcoins Daily put out a really interesting tweet here. Let me actually find it for you really fast. And they make a good point. Like I see the point here. And I will get back to the market update, but I just want to talk about this really fast. Here it is right here. Let me share this instead. So here it is. Old altcoins, XRP, ADA, DOT, Solana, Matic, Link. New altcoins, TIA, Optimus, OP, that's questionable. IMX, CAS, Beamed. This is an interesting thought. This is an interesting thought. And I almost think just for the sake of argument, I think it would be interesting to put $100 in all of these coins and batch them in different portfolios and see who outperforms who. Because, I think that, money goes where the attention flows. You know what I'm saying? Or money flows where the attention goes. It works either way, to be honest. And it is interesting to see, the kind of people want the shiny new thing, right? People want to get in on the new, but at the same time, you have to consider that the old altcoins have that first mover advantage. They have the market cap, because they have the market cap, they have the money to build out the platforms, the networks, the dApps, the apps that people are actually going to use. You know what I mean? Especially Chainlink, man. Chainlink is going to be one that blows the doors off of a lot of people's expectations. And I do, it is definitely worth saying, old versus new, but even if the new shiny things get that like initial run up to get into like the $5 to $10 billion range, yeah, that pump is always impressive. But how far can they go after that? Will coins like, IMX CAS ever actually catch XRP or Cardano's current market cap? Yeah, sure. The rise to prominence, the rise from 1 billion to 10 billion to 15 billion. That's amazing. That's a pump. Those are gains that we're going to gain on. But will they ever actually catch the market caps of Cardano and XRP? And I think what's more important, the pump or the sustainability, the gains or the lifespan? There's a very interesting conversation. And I think, maybe doing a portfolio of just 100 of each, and see who wins. I think I might do that as an experiment. I think it might be something fun to do. Also, like this tweet as well, showing the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Now is the time to accumulate. Definitely shout out to Altcoin Daily, Aaron and Austin, absolute killers in this space. Love that I got to hang out with them when I was in California. And they're posting some really good stuff here, and they're right. This is time to accumulate, and there is a base rainbow, and there is a lot of people, man, a lot of people kind of talking that $3,000, all the FUD, blah. I'm not buying it. And I think there are more things to consider, other than the halvings coming, other than the supply shock, interest cuts, stuff like that. More macro stuff as a whole. But at the same time, yeah, the cycle hasn't broken yet. The cycle has not broken yet. So I'm still in the school of thinking that we're probably not going to see $3,000. If we saw a retest, if Bitcoin went to 36, 37, I would be all right with that. That's normal. That's healthy. I don't see Bitcoin really going back under the 32,000 range, which was the really big support resistance level that took all of 2023 to get above. We didn't get above 32 until like October, November, or something like that. So that $32,000 support resistance level for Bitcoin is kind of the deal breaker for me in terms of like, is this a retest to continue, or are we getting wrecked? And so maybe we'll take a look at that chart in a little bit. But the show is already clicking on buy here. That's normally how it goes. So I'm gonna go back to the overview here. Definitely got a bunch of super chats coming in. Really appreciate it. We'll get to that segment at the end of the show. ICP at 1256. Let me zoom out on this a little bit. Near 323, kind of just chilling. IMX up 10% on the week. Arbitrum up 24% on the week. HBAR right under 8 cents. That's a steal. VeChain just at 3 cents. That's a steal. SEI definitely has been one that's been flying. Love to see it. Quant has woken up a little bit, still under 120. And the graph under 17, and Algorand under 20. I mean, these are all just unbelievably good buys. Unbelievably good buys. And a lot of people, I think that some people don't see it. I think, when some people say like, oh, like, Algorand hasn't put up the numbers that other coins have. All right, like that's fair, but we can actually measure it right here on the show. Like it's not like I'm just saying these things because I like to hear myself talk. Like Algorand still did its recent pump to 25. That was a respectable pump, especially if you got in like back when I was jumping up and down on the 5-day bullish divergence on Ben's show before I had my channel here. I mean, look at this. If we go from, that 8-9 cent level right here at 8.8 to that top, I mean, we're talking 193% in 104 days, guys. 193%. Like these pumps aren't jokes. Like that's good money. Like I don't, that's pretty good. Like I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Like, they're always, listen, it's crypto, guys. It's crypto. There's always a better opportunity. If you want to dig, into the 600-700s and find the one coin that's going to outperform that, send it. But, I publicly facing, I do like to talk about coins that are safe bets that still put up big numbers. That is what is important to me. Do I degen on my spare time? Am I on Maestro Sniper Bot getting meme coins with my extra Ethereum? Hell yeah. hell yeah. But do I want to talk about that all the time? I'm back and forth on it. I'm back and forth on it. I am, because I don't want to be at blame for when a project goes sideways. Generally, this is why I only talk about projects that I like and with utility that I could see, really heading up. Can Caspa reach 100 billion market cap? Definitely check out the price prediction video I did for Caspa about a month or two ago. That video, I said my piece on Caspa in that video, and it's good. I think Caspa definitely is one of those projects that, it really woke up already. It did sparkle, it did shine, it did well. Will it continue eventually? For sure. But I think definitely kind of waiting around in Casper right now might not be the play for me. I'm not doing that personally. I don't know, man. It's just like when something pumps that hard, you have to think to yourself, like, all right, like maybe we should consider looking at something that hasn't blown up that big. And this is what I was saying about VeChain and the graph with the charts I posted on Twitter, is that like these coins have both bull crossed the 200 EMA on the 50 AMA on the 2-day chart, which is very relevant on a large time frame. And when you look at the Solanas, you look at the Caspas, you look at the coins, the beams, whatever, that pumped, 5, 6x. Like, I'm not trying to buy into the coins that already got the juice squeezed out of them. I'm trying to get into the coins that technically look really good, that have a lot of good confluence that's pointing up and to the right, that have not popped off yet. That's why I'm talking about VeChain. That's why I'm talking about HBAR and Algorand, Quant. I mean, Quant had went from 100 to 120, but that wasn't nothing special compared to what Algorand did. So I think that the coins I'm talking about requires a certain amount of patience, a certain amount of understanding the market and what's going to happen over the course of the next 2 years to really see the full effects of. And I'm playing the long game. I'm completely fine with playing the long game. That's all I've been playing in crypto the whole time, to be honest with you. So definitely going to screenshot some of these portfolios right here. Oh, did not mean to click that. And then I will get on to the rest of the show. Got a couple of headlines I want to breeze through really fast. After we take a quick look at the gainers and the losers, always like seeing which coins are the most volatile for multiple directions. When you look at the coins that have come up really heavily, sometimes looking for shorts. And then when you look at the coins that have fallen after pumps, you're looking for that retest. So definitely looking at the gainers and the losers just every morning is a pretty strong practice, just in terms of what coins do I want to day trade today? What coin I want to trade today? What should I do? I would go to gainers and losers and look at, okay, and then find the ones with the most volatility, with the most volume, because normally the coins that pump the hardest have the most volume on the exchanges and the leverage exchanges. So then you can go, okay, is this thing going to come down or is it going to continue? Then you can do the back end of that TA, find the confluence and find your trade. Because when you find that trade has volume, and that is a big part of that strategy. So let's definitely take a look at that right now. Cryptocurrencies. I know I still got to click it for you guys so you can see it. Okay. And big shout out. There's 270 people in the house right now. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm giving it hell. I'm trying. Here we go. Oh, didn't click that. Click this. Okay. So let me scroll this over so y'all can see it. Chili's finally waking up, man. Finally waking up. Chili's hung out between 25 and 30 cents for so long. Like in the bull run, I just remember seeing it between 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30. So when you see it at 10, I'd still want to check in on the tokenomics situation for sure. But at the same time, like the fan tokens idea, I feel like it has been executed decently. I think XCAD is probably going to execute it a little bit better. But at the same time, Chili's has always been on my radar. It has always been on my radar. Do I own it right now? No, but I do like to see that I pumped up like this. We got Blur 16, Clayton 16, SCI 11, SCI still running. Beam still waking up 9%. Phantom to 42. I'm telling you guys, Phantom is always, like, especially when things get juiced, when the market wakes up for real, Phantom is such an easy coin to trade. Phantom, I did very well in my day trading in 2021, trading Phantom, shorting Phantom. The KuCoin had the 3x long, 3x short coins. when I was, that I played with those a lot, made a lot of money on Phantom playing with those coins back in the day. We got Injective up 5%, and this is good. We're seeing the altcoins waking up a little bit here. We're seeing a little bit of a wake up. That's really good to see. On the loser side, we have SWI, which, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense, right? It pumped super hard. And now it's retesting that. Easy trade to isolate there. Tezos, Tron, Aptos, ICP, Link, and they're not really up or down that much. 1%, no big deal. No big deal at all. So awesome. So going to run over a few of these headlines pretty quick, and then I will definitely get into the Rate My Portfolio segment. So couple of different ideas here that I want to talk to you guys. Some of them I might not get into too far. Just kind of want to put your finger on the pulse so you know what's going on, and definitely check these stories out on your own if you want to learn more. Davos at 2024, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse calls SEC Chair Gary Gensler a political liability. And I kind of feel like since the ETF got approved, the whole hoorah over the account and Gary's tweet and stuff, I want to personally follow back up on what happened. What was the manipulation there? Maybe it is well known. I haven't really looked into it since it happened, but I do want to learn more about that. And I agree. I mean, obviously we hate Gary Gensler, right? It's pretty obvious, but when it's such a public thing, it's such a public place, like it's starting to really get embarrassing. So yeah, I just definitely want to put that out there. So this is a pretty interesting narrative here. So billionaire Bill Ackman predicts multiple interest rate cuts, says the Fed must move fast enough to avoid recession. So we touched on this a little bit yesterday with the interest and how they were hiking up the interest rates in 2022, which consequently caused a bear market for the stock market, which consequently caused a bear market for crypto. And when they're going to cut interest rates, generically speaking, when the dollar gets less powerful, the markets get more powerful, crypto and stocks included. So, to see, a billionaire investor like Bill Ackman saying that like they have to cut and they have to cut fast, that is pretty interesting. According to Ackman, the cost of capital is very high at the moment, and the Federal Reserve must make a move to soon keep the economy from entering a period of contraction. He says, I think we have 3 rate cuts. Remember, 3 rate cuts are 75 basis points off of 5.25% to 5.50%. That is not a significant move, which is true. I mean, they kind of do it slowly on purpose, but I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive with this. So 3 rate cuts would be 15% reduction in rates. Right now, with inflation cooling very meaningfully, the real cost of money is very high right now. So I think the Fed is going to have to move early, and they can certainly do more than 3 rate cuts. So now, so the general go-to here, considering rate cuts like this, is that, the dollar is going to lose power and the market's going to go up. That's the general rate of thinking. We think, well, the interest hikes cause the bear market, right? Won't the interest slashes cause a bull market? I think so. I think that makes a lot of sense, but there is kind of a narrative that's a pushback to the standard because we're forgetting where the full macro is. This is a very smart point out here by no other than TA crypto guru mastermind Benjamin Cowan, who actually met a few times. Very, very, very smart bloke. And this story here, so Benjamin Cowan updates Bitcoin price forecast, says the Fed rate cuts might not be as bullish as the market expects. This is an idea. This is an opinion. I personally think when you pair the rate cuts with the halving and the ETF, that equals super cycle in my mind, or at least a heavy bull run, new all-time highs for most projects. That's what I think. But he's saying, the Fed rate cuts might not be as bullish. So let's look into what Cowan is saying here. I'm going to read this a little bit for you here. So you guys can see. As the rate cuts arrive, it's typically not the most bullish thing for risk assets, not because rate cuts in and then of themselves are not bullish, but because a rate cut in and of itself is theoretically bullish. But the problem is not the rate cut itself, it's why the rate cut is happening. And in this cycle, even more so given where inflation is, you have to imagine that if a rate cut were to arrive with inflation as high as it is as it is, there's probably a reason that it's happening. So last cycle, we did get sort of a Bitcoin mid-cycle top in September 19, right around the time that the cuts arrived. If you look at things like the S&P 500 or risk assets in general, sometimes they top out well before the rate cuts arrive. Sometimes they top out a little bit after they arrive. But in most cases, rate cuts arriving have not been a great thing for risk assets, at least over the short term. When it becomes a good thing for risk assets is once you get to the last rate cut, because once you get to the last rate cut, it basically implies that the market thinks the Fed has done enough and that they have gone back to sufficiently looser monetary policy to get the economy back on track. So that is a lot to unpack and one hell of a theory. So, he's basically saying that, like, theoretically, a rate cut sounds good, but it's more about why the rate cut is happening. Because if the rate cut's happening, where's the economy at? Is the economy going to have excess money for the markets if the rate cut is happening? It's kind of more out of a response, saying that, traditionally speaking, in other risk assets outside of crypto, that the top has come before or even a little after the rate cut. So really, we're kind of looking for the rate cuts to be over for that to take its full effect. So, some of this stuff isn't really that fun to talk about. It's not sexy. It's not the, top 5 altcoin picks, but this is stuff you guys really need to understand. And this is one hell of a theory, and I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong. I am going to continue on and just finish out what he's saying here, just for the sake of education. So I think it's worthwhile to keep an eye on the 8-week moving average this week. Again, it's currently around 42,300, which is right around the current price. If we get below it, there's a good chance we're going to test the bull market support band, which is all the way down at 35,000 to 37. So just think about 36. Remember earlier in the show, I was saying 36. I'm not worried about 36. There is a big support resistance level there, and the bull market support band is there. So just think about 36,000 or so where it is, which, by the way, from the current price would represent a drop of approximately 13% and get back to the 21-week EMA. About a 16 to 17% drop would get back to the 20-week SMA. This is a pattern we've seen a lot. So big shout out to Benjamin Cowan. This is definitely dropping some knowledge here. I don't always read a full article, but this one definitely, if I ever read a full article, this is the kind of article I want to read. So you guys really kind of know, just because rate cuts are coming does not guarantee anything. You have to consider the full macro and why they're happening, based off what we've seen in the past. And this is definitely a very interesting theory. Like, it's just a theory. Doesn't mean what he says here is the Bible, but it is worth considering. And I will paste that article in the chat there if you want to read it on your own time. So big shout out to Benjamin Cowan. Hold on. Maurice Guy, $5 super chat. Thanks for the $5. New had 96% on portfolio. Would you only hold 10% down? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not really sure what that means, but okay, but just let me know what that chat means. But yeah, but shout out to Benjamin Cowan, man. I always have listened to him. It's definitely worth saying, when we absorb all this information, to give credit to the people who have helped us the most along the way. And Cowan, man, he's a lot of his stuff is really like number above the shoulders type stuff. It's not like, fun, sexy videos to watch, but damn, like, he really packs it in there. So, one hell of a creator for sure. This is a more of a fun, interesting story here. So Microsoft Copilot AI predicts Bitcoin's price end for the end of 2024. So, what does this AI think Bitcoin can get to? I think it's down here. It said it. I read it earlier before I wrote on here. Okay. Based on these factors, I will give you a possible price range for Bitcoin at the end of 2024, assuming a modern growth rate scenario in a stable market environment. My estimate is that Bitcoin could trade at between 60,000 and 63,000 by December 2024, which represents a 40 to 47% increase. So according to AI, we're looking at a 63,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2024. Maybe write that down and see hey, was that thing right or wrong? I am probably leaning towards a little I would like to hope. I would like to hope that given the macro, given the halving, given the interest cuts, given the ETF, um, I mean, when you really think about it, Bitcoin's all-time high like isn't that far away. And it's really not that far of a pump. It does require billions and billions and billions of dollars for that to happen. But when you consider the whole kit and caboodle, and when you consider, people like Kathy Woods are saying like, $1 billion Bitcoin, stuff like that, excuse me, $1 million Bitcoin, stuff like that, getting, back to 65, 68, 69, 70,000 range isn't that far. I would like to see Bitcoin by the end of the year be above 70,000, at least. Or I don't know, or the super cycle idea might get put to rest if that doesn't happen. All right, so this is a pretty interesting little 1-2 punch, and then I'll get into the portfolio ratings here. The Chainlink exchange supply plunges to a 4-year low. Very interesting. Very interesting. So how we talk about like supply shocks, right? We talk about demand being high and the supply being low. Well, that makes the price go up, right? So we see Chainlink on exchanges, the supply at a 4-year low. That is pretty massive, according to on-chain analysis from Sentiment. That's why it has been punching up, because of the lack of Chainlink in exchanges. That's very interesting stuff. And when you pair that idea, Chainlink news, with this, Chainlink partners with Circle to enable cross-chain USDC transactions via the CCIP, aka the cross-chain interoperability protocol. It's starting to happen. It's starting to wake up. Developers can now build secure cross-chain dApps with Chainlink CCIP to use USDC easily across chains, and that's massive. This is the beginning of that infrastructure really starting to take place. Remember, the cross-chain interoperability protocol for Chainlink is kind of the narrative for Chainlink. It's not just a bridge between DeFi and DeFi, but a bridge between TradFi and DeFi. So for them, to start integrating with Circle, to start kind of spreading the wings out, start setting up that infrastructure so the dream of CCIP can fully manifest. This is really good news. This is the stuff you want to see happening with Chainlink, given the utility that CCIP offers. I'm bullish on this. Sergey Nazarov, we are excited to support the adoption of stablecoins across a variety of cross-chain uses. I'm pleased to see that excuse me, I don't have my glasses on. I'm pleased to see that the defense in-depth security infrastructure of CCIP with multiple layers of decentralization is something highly valued by developers building with USDC, stated Nazarov. So there you go. This is big. This is big. And the Chainlink, you're going to continue to see Chainlink partner with this, Chainlink partner with that, Chainlink partner with this. This has been happening with Chainlink. That has been the narrative for Chainlink the whole time, because they're an oracle, right? They give real world data to the blockchains, whether it's weather, whether it's price feeds or baseball scores, whatever, right? So, and everyone needs that, and they certainly have a heavy monopoly in terms of oracles and crypto. I think I talked to someone, I forget what team they were on, but they told me that Gora Network. I talked to Gora Network from Algorand. And they said that Chainlink, I think they have an 85 to 90% dominance. 85 to 90% dominance in terms of the Oracle market share. And then when you look at projects like, Pith, Gora Network, stuff like that, other oracles trying to fight for some of that market share. And you consider, a project like Pith, a lot of people like PYTH. And basically my narrative with that is, if they can incentivize people to use them over Chainlink, or if Gora Network from Algorand can incentivize people to use them over Chainlink, that would, one, the people adopting have to have incentive to choose to not pick Chainlink. So they're going to, how like smaller banks do all this extra shit to incentivize people to not go with us because we get to do this. That's been becoming less and less of a thing because of the big five takeover. But besides the point, the smaller oracles really have a chance to experiment here. When on the other hand, Chainlink is getting all the massive partnerships, all the big boy pants. They are wearing the big boy pants. And I think that with the Oracle space, you really want to see, is it possible for smaller oracles to really get a notable market share. That remains to be seen, in my opinion. So, but Chainlink does have just a straight stranglehold, foot on the neck of the oracle space, and that is worth my investment for sure. Especially with CCIP and partnerships like this, Chainlink is really a really strong pick for me going into the next bull run here. Really fast before I get to the ratings. Tether, we talked about Tether yesterday, all the Tether FUD yesterday. Of course, they immediately fiercely respond to the United Nations about the money laundering accusations. Definitely check out this story on their own. I mean, this story has happened so many times with, it getting FUD and then nothing ever happening of it. I don't really feel the complete need to go all the way down the rabbit hole, but if you want to read it, I linked it right there in the thing. Ken and Hinson, people are sleeping on Link. I completely agree. What does Plan B say? I'm not sure. I have to look into that. All right. Going to keep the ball rolling here. Okay, I'm going to get into the portfolio ratings. We are only about 15 minutes left on the show. This story here is actually pretty interesting. The BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, cryptic spot ETF comments spark speculation from Ripple's XRP army. If you're in the XRP army, make sure you put the X up down below in the chat. If Ben's the leader commander of the XRP army, I guess I'm like a lieutenant. I'm a lieutenant of the XRP army. So basically, Fink's elusive response to an inquiry about a XRP ETF stating, "I can't talk about that," has become the focal point of intense speculation with the XRP community. Maybe people are looking into it too far. Maybe he has an NDA. Maybe he cannot speak to it. But when you consider this tweet here from Charles Gasparano, something to keep in mind about my question to Larry Fink about starting an XRP ETF and his non-committal answer. Larry barely knows that XRP exists as a cryptocurrency. He's a little bit more fluent in ETH status in the crypto ecosystem. Might change soon, but let's check the rest of the tweet. There we go. Might change soon, but don't read in too much into what he said. And that's kind of what I'm saying too. I think that it's not the end all be all that he said he can't talk about that. He might have said that because he doesn't know about it. You know what I mean? So definitely could, but on the other edge of the coin, maybe there will be an XRP ETF on the horizon. I completely see there be the need for one. I don't see why there wouldn't be one in due time. But just because Larry Fink said one thing doesn't mean we should all freak out either. So very good stuff. Very good stuff. Maurice Guy, he said, I'm relatively new to Cryptodo. He said. Had portfolio done at 96% last week, down 10% so far. Would you hold for 2 years or sell on downturn then buy? I mean, I can't tell you that, bro. I can't tell you when to sell and when to buy and when to think. What I can do, I can give you a score from -5 to 100, but I don't know what your portfolio is. I don't know what you're holding, when you bought it, where you bought it. I don't know any of that. So that like kind of questions like that, like I legally cannot answer that question. All right. So going to get into the portfolio ratings that we have so far. Let me throw some of these down into the little thing I have here. There's that one. To slide that over. Yeah, so definitely no more portfolios. We already got more than enough to do for this show. Really appreciate all the people that sent them in for a rating. And all I have to do now is slide these back up to this tab, and then I can get the show rolling here. So appreciate your patience. The Glitter Queen will be back to help me very soon. She just flew in from LA last night. Glad to have her back, and excited to start doing some content with her as well. She's been learning, everybody. I've been making her study. She's doing very well, actually. I'm proud of her. She completely has taken on learning about crypto, and it's interesting to see the process for people that are learning the way. I mean, she's been involved for a while, to be honest. She's been trading for a while, but she's really starting to get under the surface. She knows more than most people. She knows more than a lot of people. But but she's still like, once you get under the surface, you realize how much further you still have to dig, to be fair. So, Ezekiel, you are the first rating. You're the first one from yesterday. Hard Fork Crypto, thought you were going to start the show later on the West Coast time zone. This is early. So like I said, when I started doing the stream, when I got back here, this is the time I'm doing it for now. We're still working out if I'm going to go after Ben or if I'm going to go back to 10:30. Probably not going to stay at the 11 slot, because I always have things right at 12, and jumping right off this right into another thing is like does get a little much, so this is not the official time of the show. I mean, for this week, it's right now 11 o'clock. It will be very obvious when I switch times, but for now, this is the time that makes sense for me at the moment. But I think moving till after Ben, moving to 1:30, 2 o'clock, I'm really missing out on the West Coast people. Like, basically if I start at 11, it's what, 8 o'clock there. That's people wake up that early. So I don't know. And I'm definitely going to start adding another show here too. Once I announce this new partnership that I got going and everything like that, I do have another show coming that it's going to be a trading show that's just trading. I wanted to trade on this show, but it's just far too hectic. So I will have a once or twice additional show that will be just trading. So that will be really fun for you guys as well. So awesome. So I'm going to get in these portfolio ratings here, and then we will send the show off. Oops, did not mean to click that. All right, so share this tab instead. And boom. This one is from yesterday. Ezekiel, I don't know what that P with the lines in it, I don't know what that is. That could be 5 cents for all I know in American dollars. Not sure what that is. Someone in the chat, let me know what denomination that is. AJ, can you rate this? 20% quant, 20% algo, 20% H bar. Wait, 20 quant, 20 algo, 20 H bar, 20 AGIX, 10 Vita, 10 GMX. Hoping for 20. All right. Anytime anyone says that they're going to 20x, I always kind of like, it's not that it's impossible. It's that I want you to temper your expectations, because if you only 8x and that's the top, you're not going to sell and you're just going to ride it right back to the bottom. So, and I really want you to appreciate that. Do I think Algo, Quant, H bar, AGIX? Do I think those coins can 10x? Every one of those coins, do I think they can 10x? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think they can 20x? People don't realize how much that is. I always tell the story about my grandfather and my uncle clashing Coors Light cans because they had 8% in the stock market 1 year. And people are like, oh, my goal's a 20x and all my picks are in the top 100. Like, if you're going to 20x a bag, it would be with coins outside the top 100 that I don't even know about. I wouldn't even be able to score that properly because I don't, no one knows every coin outside the top 100. They don't. No one can keep track of every coin outside the top 100. So with that said, man, like that a 20x is asking for a lot, asking like a lot. Do I think, and the thing is, I say this because the portfolio ratings, the score from -5 to 100 are based off the likelihood of you achieving your goal. Your goal is the most important thing in a crypto bag. You're never going to buy the bottom. You're never going to sell the top. The money's made in the middle, and it's a goal-based space. Okay? So when your goal is not realistic, that's when I, kind of start scratching the back of my head with these kind of things. I understand you're hoping for a 20x. We all are. But like, I really want you to consider a respectable, realistic exit strategy for this bag. Do I like the distribution? Do I like your coin picks? Sure. This is solid. We're talking quant, algo, H bar, AGIX constitutes 90% of your portfolio. I mean, wait, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Yeah. So I think this is a good bag. I think you're going to do fine, but I don't. The goal part is where the score comes down. If your goal was an 8 to 10, I would give this a very high score. But since your goal is a 20x, we're gonna have to temper those expectations. I'm gonna give you like an 80, an 84, 84 because you have great picks, great distribution, smart distribution, um, safe distribution, and I like that. That is good. But to be honest, like I'm telling you, I want the goals to be a little bit more realistic here. Going to keep the ball rolling. We got the new guy. The new guy is in the house. XRP, 15%, Graph 15.5, Algo 15.5, Link 12.5, HBAR 11.5. All right. XRP, Graph, Algo, Quant, Link, HBAR 8 to 10, Render 9. It's 33,000. Exit strategy is 100 cash out if coin overperforms, e.g. HBAR does 15x, XRP 8x, min 60% cash out at 7. Yeah. Okay. So this is someone that obviously has a little bit more of a strategy when it comes to the exit. The exit. You're saying like, I'm 100% going to cash out if HBAR overperforms, or if XRP does more than an 8. If XRP goes more than 8, I'm on a 60% X and leave the rest for exposure, or at 7x, 100% cash out. This is someone who has a plan, and I really like to see that. This is very, very smart to have a predetermined exit strategy. I am going to have a full breakdown of my personal exit strategy, but I first want to build the other portfolios up, and it's not really time to talk exit strategy right now, which is why I don't have a full-blown video on it, but it will be coming, I promise you. But with that said, so we're talking here, we got $33,000. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks, with every coin being between 15 to 9%. I think this is strong. This is really strong. I like this bag. I like that you thought it out. I like that you have an extra strategy. 25.5% of the bag is XRP and Cardano. So we do have to temper our expectations with how the likelihood of those coins putting up a 10 or 15x when you consider the likelihood of, the Graph or Algorand. So you're kind of asking the 75% of your bag to overperform, where those ones are kind of safer picks. They'll still do fine, but the likelihood of them 10xing versus the likelihood of the smaller coins 10xing is a different story here. But I do like your distribution. You got solid picks, man. And I like you have a strategy. I think this portfolio is going to do just fine. I'm going to give this one a 91. Good job, new guy. The new guy has been paying attention, even though he's new. He's paying attention. AJ, if I send coin Bappy Das NT 170, what is NT? I don't know what that is. If I send coin stats link, which shows the quality and price, would that work and give my goal instead of writing all the coins? No, I mean, if you send a pie chart, that's fine. Yeah, as long as you send a pie chart, that's fine. But I'm no more today. We're gonna pick up this segment back on Thursday. I will do, but I still have I did new guy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another one in there somewhere. Yeah, I have a handful more to do, so no more new portfolios in now. But I am going to finish what we started here. I did that one. Did new guy. All right, so here you go. We got Mr. Crab in the house. And also there's about 400 people, just a little bit less than 400 people in the house right now. If you're enjoying the Rate My Portfolio segment, make sure you smash the like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really, really appreciate that. And we got Eric above Mr. Crab saying, get rich or get wrecked, bro. Hell yeah. Love that. Shout out. He's a grogger. Shout out to all the groggers in the house. 18K, Mr. Crab, 18K currently invested. It's a 24K. Okay, very well, very good. Quant 26, 8 part 13, cash 12, link 10, render 9, ADA SEI Galamira. Looking 10. Okay, I mean, dude, Leading quant, ballsy, but I like it. Ballsy, but I like it. HBAR, cast, link, render, fine with those. And then, we're talking even ADA, SEI, Gala. You guys know how I feel about Gala's tokenomics, but that doesn't mean the project is doomed. It doesn't mean it won't do well. I just know that they have bad tokenomics. Myra, it's one a lot of people are talking about, so it's definitely good to have a little splash of that. Definitely have heavy attention coin right now. Considering you're looking for 240,000, you're looking for a quarter of a rock, basically. I like it, man. I like it. I think you have a good distribution. Personally, if it was me, I would be maybe bleeding my leading coin into a more even distribution with the other coins, and you're not holding Algorand or the graph. Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out. But your coins that you have picked are good. So yeah, a lot of people are really bullish on Myra. I'm definitely gonna have to do. I mean, I've heard about it, I've talked about it, but I'm gonna have to do a real deep dive. I don't understand the tokenomics and stuff on that coin, to be fair with you. So when I don't understand the tokenomics of a coin, I can only say so much. But yeah, man, I think considering your goal is a 10x, I feel good about this bag. I feel very good about this bag. I feel like you are missing some coins. Your distribution's a little top heavy, even though it's top heavy into a good coin. Things can still, you want to be spread out. You want to, you just want to not, I don't know. Anytime any portfolio is top heavy, even if it's top heavy into my favorite coin, it makes me a little nervous. But I think you'll be fine. I think your goal is very reasonable. I'm gonna give you an 89. Very good job to Mr. Crab in the house. All right. We have Andrew P 8020. Appreciate the £5, €5. I think it's pounds. Hi AJ, 43,000 portfolio, 36 quant, 29 cast, 27 H bar, 8% fan X. Looking for 1520. All right. Well, ballsy bag, bro. Ballsy bag. Is the cast scares me considering how hard that one pumped. I know it can keep going. I think cast could get to $1, but there is a couple asterisks attached to that theory. I feel like H bar is going to do very well. FanX is one I'm gonna have to look into. Another person leading with quant. I'm not against it, but yeah, man, this is ballsy, dude. This is ballsy. I don't hate it, to be honest with you. I don't hate it. There are worse $43,000 portfolios, that's for sure. Your goal is very ambitious, very ambitious. I think maybe a 9 to 11, maybe 12x would be a more realistic expectation. You know, I mean, if this bag 12x's, are you going to sell? You know what I'm saying? So I want you to consider that. You're missing some heavy hitting coins, but you have conviction in the ones you're holding, and I think that's important. So Andrew, you have balls. I'll give you that. You get points, extra points for having balls. I want you to temper your expectations a little bit. I'm going to give you an 85 because you have balls. Good luck. Messy boy, 35,000 port, trying to 10, 30 phantom, leading with phantom. Okay. 10% H bar, 10 quant, 10 link, 10 gala for gaming narrative fair, 10 render, 10 sushi, 10 stables. Can you suggest an L2? Not Matic. No, but I can suggest an L1. That starts with an A and ends with an Elgo, or starts with a gra and ends with an F. So you basically have to ask yourself, can Phantom 10x? 30% heavy lead. For the rest of your portfolio, you have solid picks. And besides, you guys know how I feel about Gala, but that's fine. I don't think it's going to bomb. I just think its tokenomics are terrible, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's going to do terribly. I'm not telling you to sell it or anything like that. But you do have You know, you're really top heavy into Phantom, and that's okay. But what we need to do now is we need to consider, okay, is Phantom, what can Phantom do what it did before? All right. Let's go under the surface a little bit here. So Phantom, FTM. So we're basically looking for a $4.10 Phantom. Its all-time high is 347, October 26th, 2021. So we're going to coin market cap. We're going to go to 2021, October 31st. All right. So this is a couple days after Phantom's all-time high. Where was this thing? Let me know if somebody sees Phantom. I'm pretty sure it had to have been top 100. Where is it? I'll go top 20. Damn. Oh, there it is. 28th right there. Circulating supply 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion previous circulating supply at all-time highs. Now we go to coin, what am I doing? Okay, coin market cap. We'll check out Phantom here, see how much the supply has grown. Yeah, so the supply is 88% of the way there, and it's at 2.8 billion. So, Phantom has a little bit more to do here. Phantom definitely has a little bit more to do. So if we're looking at a 10x from here with the increased supply, it would only require an $11.6 billion market cap. I feel like that's probably very possible. And then if we consider, 2.5. Yeah, so it really doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of the supply. The supply has not grown that much at all. So yeah, I feel like Phantom's definitely a safer pick when you consider that the supply hasn't grown much since its previous all-time high, and that it is 88% of the way there, tokenomics. So there's only 12% more of the coins to come in. And that's a pretty fair scenario. That's a pretty fair scenario. So I've seen way worse scenarios than that. There's coins I like with way worse scenarios than that. So Messy Boy, I think leading with Phantom is ballsy for sure, but I don't hate it, dude. I always liked Phantom. I've told you that. I mean, some people might not like me saying that, but I think I've made so much money off Phantom. It's hard for me to not like it, if that makes sense. And when we consider, that, even with its heightened supply, I mean, it's only grown, has not grown that much in its supply since the last bull run, right? Oh, I thought I was on that. We're only looking at 11.6 billion for Phantom the 10x. Only 11.6 billion. I think that considering your goal is a 10x, I'm fine with that, man. I'm fine with that. Like I said to the guy before, that was really, heavy quant, and then even distribution after the heavy lead. Your portfolio is top heavy, but you have to align your goals with your coin selection. So you're trying to 10. You're basically saying leading with that, Phantom can 10, Phantom will 10. That's what you're saying, and I don't disagree with that. I think that's pragmatic. I think that's very pragmatic. Messy Boy, good job, man. I'm gonna give you a 91. We got Jack Straw. Yo, AJ. Yo, Jack. How you doing, dog? 55,000 portfolio, looking for 12. Fair enough. HBAR 16, FET 14, Quant 12, ADA 10, XRP 10, Casper 10, Rune 7, Theta 7, AST 6, INJ 6. Okay. The FET pick is ballsy. I think it'll probably do good, but it is ballsy. CSPR instead of KAS, I actually like that right now. Theta, that's a sleeper pick. Oh my God. Y'all remember Theta? Y'all remember Theta? Shout out in the chat if you remember Theta. I mean, that's a project that just, I don't even know what happened to that one. That thing just fell asleep, man. One day it just went to bed. It just went to bed one day. Never came back. I mean, I like some of your portfolio. You're good with me until you get to Rune. INJ, a 6% splash of INJ, fine, but the other picks, man, I'd rather. I mean, you're looking for a 12x, and 20% of your bags is XRP and ADA. You have to align your coin selection, man. You have to align your coin selection with your goals, and I'm leaning towards the side of probably not in terms of an XRP or ADA 12x. Some people won't like that statement, and some people don't have to, but some people also have to realize how much money has to go into those market caps for that to happen. And that's like really more of the story here, right? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying like, you know, sorry, I'm scrolling. I feel like I missed a couple portfolios in my, when I screenshot them. I don't think so. I thought there was one more double. 1 minute, check here. I'll get right back to you, Jack. Sorry. Hey, I did Messy Boy and Jack. What is this one? Okay, I did miss one. Okay. 1 second. Sorry for the delay here. Scroll that over. Okay. So no more portfolios after that one. Okay. Here we go. I'm back on track now. Sorry about that. All right. So Jack. We got Jack in the house. We also have 330 people in the house. Make sure you smash the likes. All right. So, right. Let's start this over. I got distracted. I'm sorry. 55K. Looking for a 12x, HBAR 16, FET 14, Quant 12, ADA 10, XRP 10, Casper 10, Rune, Theta, ASTN. Right. So, you do have 10 ADA, 10 XRP. That is probably going to hold back the 12x a little bit. You're asking the other 80% to overperform. I don't mind that you're leading with HBAR. FET is a risky coin to go second, but I think that risky could play off considering you're anchored with XRP and ADA and Rune, Theta, AST engine. I mean, those all could go either way. The likelihood of you're hitting your goal, I would say, is about a 60%, 70% chance, maybe less. Maybe I'm being nice. But at the same time, I do like your picks. They're pretty even. You're missing some bangers in there, but I think you have a strong bag. I would temper expectations. I'd probably be looking for more of like a 7, 8x. But with that said, I'm going to give you an 83. Not a bad bag there, Jack. All right. We got a couple more, and then we're going to roll out. Really appreciate each and every one of you. We got Bradley Boyko, $5, 18K, looking for a 5X. Here we go. Someone logical. We got a reasonable man out here, everybody. Shit, watch out. AVAX 32, Quant 19, Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin, but he's only looking for a 5. HBAR 10% Bitcoin, HBAR 9%, Graph 7.5, 7 Crow, 5 Aave, 3% GTO. Okay. Hey man, I don't hate it. I think that you're looking for a 5X. That bag is a 5X, dude. That bag is a 5X. And with that said, I'm giving you an 80, an 84. I mean, 84, because that bag is certainly going to 5X. I don't like the distribution. I don't like the picks, but it's going to 5X. And that's all really all that matters is the likelihood of you achieving your goal. $5. Good job, Bradley. And that 5X, bank that, baby. Good job. Jumpman. And I appreciate him being pragmatic. Jumpman Crypto. Good morning, AJ. With the HBAR unlock in 2025, they announced, you think this is bearish for the bull run? Also love your share. No, I don't. I don't think the HBAR unlock is bearish because, one, the coins have to come out eventually. It's not like it's an inflation. HBAR has a fixed supply. Everyone knows that this has to happen. And this is also how they help grow the ecosystem. It's not like these bags are just going to get dumped onto the market. It's not how it works. They're using that fund, the board, all the 32. I can forget the name of them right now. But they all agreed for that to happen. They all agreed that to put those coins out there like that. So with that said, I don't think it's bearish. I think, is the supply going to grow between now and then? Yeah, it is. But we also know that has to happen. and it doesn't have as friendly as the tokenomics scenario as other coins do, but I'm still too bullish on what they're doing to, I mean, and we also have to see, like, all right, is the tokenomics going to grow by 50% or 20%? What can, you know what I mean? So let's do the homework on how much the supply is going to grow and how much harder the market cap has to work for it to really hurt us. That's what I'm saying. So with that being said, yeah, you know, it's not the end of the world. Big shout out to H-Bar. Big shout out to Lehman. I can't wait to refilm that interview. All right. So, and this is the final one for the day. Appreciate your patience, everybody. Still got about 300 people in the house. Make sure you smash the likes if you haven't already. Going a little bit over on today's show, but that's all good. We got Theisman Bika. I don't know how to say that. OP19. Oh, man. Link 16, A to 16, Quant 14, XRP 14. I'll go 8. H-bar 8, YOLO coins 5%, 90K, goals 1 million. Possible question mark? I don't know, man. You're looking for more than a 10. You're looking at 30% of your portfolios in XRP and ADA, so that the likelihood of those 10xing is less than the likelihood of some of these other coins 10xing. Leading, I would rather have you lead in Chainlink than Optimism. In fact, if this was my bag, not financial advice, but if this was my bag, I would sell the Optimism and redistribute it all into the other coins in the bag. You know, I don't say that facetiously. I am being a little sarcastic here, and I'm not telling you to do that. Don't do that. But I do want to point out that Optimism circulating supply, 22%. Oh, Optimism circulating supply, 22%. Okay. That means, 78%, 77.3% still has to come into the supply, man. So be like, if you're going to catch some pumps with Optimism, fine. If you're going to trade Optimism, fine. But when it comes to holding it long term, I really want you to understand the implications of that. All right. So leading OP, I understand it. I think that there's money to be made. Will it pump? Probably, but will it outperform a lot of other coins given the uphill battle that it has to endure? That is what I'm worried about. That is what I'm worried about. So Clear Smoke, he said, damn, I missed it. I've been wanting to rate my portfolio. All good, bro. I do this segment the end of the show twice a week. I do it on Tuesdays and I do it on Thursdays, man. So come back on Thursdays. We'll get you rated up. Baker 250 OP was smaller, but it did good last month. And listen, OP will do fine. I'm not saying OP is the worst pick in crypto. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I really want you to understand. I really want you to understand that this coin, okay? All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. You're here, you're listening. I know you're in the chat. All right, let's talk about this. Let's look at Optimism. No, excuse me. I got to pull this over. 1 second. Let's look at Quant. Why is this thing bugging out? I got to refresh this page. 1 second. Stop doing that. Okay. That took forever for no reason. So here's Quant, right? I really want you to hear me out on this. Clear Smoke. The next rate my portfolio is on Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. So this is Quant, okay? This is not accurate. This is CoinMarketCap. CoinGecko has the actual ones. The API. But I say you look at it at the graph even. All right. So you look at the circulating supply of the graph versus the total supply. Okay. So you're looking at a scenario that's not very dangerous here. All right. And then when you go to Optimism, I really want you to understand this, dude. There's only the total supply, the max supply is 4.3 billion. There's only less than 1 million coins in circulation, which means that 78% of the supply still has to come in to the supply, which is going to devalue the living shit out of everyone's bags over time. So what I really would implore you to do here is to figure out the rate of the vesting schedule. At which speed Are the coins in optimism going to come in? How many coins will be added to the market cap? Which percentage will the circulating supply grow by the time we get to the projected top of the bull run based off the Bitcoin halving cycle, which is projected to be September to November of 2025? What percent will the optimism supply grow? And with that heightened supply, how much harder will the market cap have to work? These are what I want you to consider. And when you consider that this coin is in that situation, this coin is in a scenario where it's chasing its supply. But then there's coins like the Graph, coins like Arweave, coins like Quant, coins like Algorand that have much better vesting schedules that are 80 to 90% of the way there. Quant's like 98% of the way there. It's basically done. Would you rather be in a coin that when the market cap goes up, the price goes up, or when the market cap goes up, it's chasing the supply because the market cap's growing, but the supply keeps growing. And when the market caps and the supply keep growing together, the price stays flat. We're looking for coins that when money comes in, the price goes up. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're not looking for any extra steps, any extra bullshit. Gala and Optimism are two coins in specific that I know people like, that probably will pump, that probably will do fine. But they're not going to do as good as other coins that are not in that situation because those other coins will not be chasing their supply up the hill the whole time. I really want you guys to understand that. So with that being said, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Still got over 250 people in the house. I know I ran a little bit over today, but hey, we had some rants. We had some talks. We talked about some shit, right? I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Definitely really fast before I go, I just want to say one more time for anybody who missed this in the beginning of the show, that I do have my clothing line. The second drop of my clothing line, Get Rich or Get Wrecked, is now available at cryptochips.io. I'll put the link in the chat. There will only be 100 of these hoodies ever made, 100, and it's over forever. This is only the second drop of Get Rich or Get Wrecked. So shout out to all the groggers out there. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you trying to grow this brand out the best I can. And also big shout out to the Algorand Foundation, tweeting this out here. Their technical roadmap. The technical roadmap for Algorand comes out on January 17th. That's tomorrow. And the day after that, I am interviewing Algorand Foundation CTO, John Allen Woods, about the future of Algorand, the details of the roadmap, what people need to know, what to expect, and clearing up some misconceptions from the past as well. So, big shout out to Algorand Foundation for giving me the opportunity to do these spaces. It means the absolute world to me. Definitely be sure to check out the Algo Fam hoodies at Get Rich or Get Wrecked at cryptochips.io. Big shout out to my sponsor, CryptoChips. And also, definitely, I just pasted this space here in the chat. If you haven't already, go give this tweet some love. Go set a reminder. That spaces will be Thursday, 2 p.m. This Thursday, 2 p.m. So really, really bullish. So it's about 50 hours, that space. 50 hours that space starts. So definitely very, very excited to have that opportunity to do that. That's massive stuff. And I really hope each and every one of you, I hope you're there. I hope you're there to support. Hope you're there to learn about the future of this project that I am so bullish on. So with all that being said, there's still over 220 people in here. Really, really appreciate it. I'm going to head out for the rest of the day. I have a roundtable show to do at 2:00 and some filming to do after that. So I really appreciate it. Everybody, please smash the like button down below on your way out the door and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.